we're entering this whole new world of freight movement, of e-commerce specifically. And here you are partnering with trucktractortrailer.com, to sort of expand the possibilities of e-commerce, because the whole notion of people buying their actual commercial assets online is relatively new, and you guys are so well positioned to help people do that. Welcome to Stream, a trucktractortrailer.com production. My name is Zach Miller. I'm your host, and I'm really excited about today's show. I'm honored to be joined by Li Junji and Tate Lyda from Alliance Driveway Solutions. Welcome to Stream, guys.
It's good to be here.
Good morning.
Thanks for having us.
Good to be here.
Really excited about having you. You guys, it's so funny when we talk about transportation and freight, and I think when people hear those words, different things come to mind. But you guys found this really interesting market where you transport the transportation.
Yeah, it's kind of something that we stumbled up on when I was working on the other end. I was on the receiving end, ordering new trucks and getting different variances of communication from the delivery contractors. And when I got out of that line and started our own company, the commitment we made is that we'd have better communication from the point of pickup to delivery. And we feel like we've done that pretty successfully over the last 10 years.
Yeah, and also on your note, Zach, what do we find is we actually removing our customers' risk. I think that's one piece. A lot of trucking industry people doesn't really understand or not aware is you from A to B or A to Z, where you want to utilize your asset, not necessarily want to be involved on the risk when it's transporting before you taking in real business. So that's where Tay actually find a niche and a benefit for the business itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we feel like that it's not just important, it's vital to the future of our industry. If you order a pizza, you've got a tracker, so you know where your pizza's at. So if you've got a truck, an asset that's worth a million times more than that pizza, you should have the ability to track that truck. So we're entering that era of our app-driven world. Everybody wants convenient, faster, quicker. Information's instant, it's not delayed. So we're really hustling to get up to the speed of the pizza carriers and other vendors out there that use that service. It's just a little more difficult in our line because we use third-party drivers.
That's why we find PTT is a great match with us to be able to bond in the future, how we can evolve to fast forward to next 50 years to come.
I totally agree with that. But I think, you raised a really interesting point, Tate, about the drivers. How is that, finding qualified drivers, especially in what you do? Because you can't just have a CDL and do what you guys do. It's a little bit more training, than just regular freight.
We've really been blessed that we've enabled ourselves to get into the market and be dominant because we're the highest paying driveway company. I drove myself, so I know what these ladies and gentlemen go through. Therefore, we do compensate them very well. And also, we feel like that the knowledge of the driver coming into our industry, we've about tapped that end out. We have got to start recruiting, training. We've just invested in a 30-acre facility in South Carolina where we'll be actually training drivers coming out of truck driving schools, limited experience. Where up till now, we've been able to find drivers pretty readily up to our 200 plus mark, which is currently what we have. But we're finding now that driver pool is diminished, and we're going to have to go out on the street to get drivers and train them. And it might be good too, because we'll be able to train them our way. The industry, some of the drivers we've had have been in the industry 20 years. and most of them are great, but there's a few that have their way of doing things that don't exactly meet what we require.
Yeah, and just on that note, the industry is not diminishing, but it's growing different direction in terms of a driver, especially CDL drivers. And we have a lot of old guards, great skill set. However, some of them do not want to using their smartphone to be able to do e-log. So we find very important is to preserve the skill set, but also be able to modernize our risk management per se, and helping them to secure the asset on the road. That's something I think the training facility will help us to achieve that goal.
That's amazing, and that it's coming at such a crucial time for the industry. And I think you know it's interesting. When the drivers come to you with their sort of old school way of doing things, and you sit them down and you explain to them why the new way, you know, is important, why we're doing it that way. Is there that aha moment? Do they start to get it once you sit down with them and explain the situation?
Yeah,
I think multiple times, but Tay, as a driver, he has more impact on that. I defer to you.
It definitely has happened and occurred, and more times than it hasn't. It's usually when the customer requests that same driver back, or takes them out for a cup of coffee or lunch for doing such a good job, and then that aha moment rises. And customers, our clients, we've seen really appreciate that little extra added service. We always make fun, my wife and I, of Chick-fil-A. We go to Chick-fil-A here, and you get ultimate service. How do you get that buy-in from those people who are making the same amount per hour as McDonald's and Burger King, but yet it's their pleasure to serve you?
Mm-hmm.
How do you get that attitude? So we're constantly striving for the Chick-fil-A service that we get when we get through fast food restaurants.
Oh my gosh, I love that. And but it's really true. And it's funny you bring up fast food, because I can tell you, anytime I walk into a fast food restaurant, you know, a big chain, I can tell right away if the staff is treated well and they're empowered, or if they're treated like garbage and it's just, you know, a job to them. I couldn't tell you about the pay. I couldn't tell you about the benefits. I just can tell you that management treats them well and respects them, versus when management doesn't treat them well and disrespects them.
Exactly. And if you look at the price of a chicken sandwich at Chick-fil-A, might be 20 cents more than the McDonald's or whoever brand X, but you're going to go back to Chick-fil-A time and time, because again, it's their pleasure to serve you. It's amazing every time we go through. Every single person there has that buy-in, that culture, and it's creating that culture that is the most difficult thing to do. We believe that we're getting there, but it's not there yet.
Yeah, and I think setting a goal is very important. We have our slogan is let's experience the difference together. Right, and we want to make sure the drive-away industry as a whole is no longer an old school service. We actually provide a solution for all the needs of clients, partners, or together, even family. We were talking about this weekend. We actually responsible for over 300 to 500 families. So that's how we strive, with how we build a relationship with our customers and our drivers. Most important is our staff and all the partners, how we can make as a whole, rather than thinking about different angles. It's as one solution.
I love that. And that is so trucking right there. Trucking is such a family-oriented business. So many trucking companies are family-owned, multi-generational, family-operated. The greater family feel you put into your business, the greater respect that you get in this industry. It's something that makes this industry so special.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, it's turning more and more into a corporate transportation as a whole, with investment companies that are getting in, and these huge conglomerates that are forming huge companies. In our competition, we're seeing that occur. So the familiar faces that a lot of our clients dealt with other companies, they're not there anymore. So that kind of gives us a leg up, we feel, in our industry right now, because we are a family company. We know our drivers, we're in touch with them. We had a few over this weekend to stop by and say hey, and have lunch with us. We're very open to receive dialogue and visits from our drivers, because again, that's where I came from when I started the company. It was me, my dog, and a truck.
I love that. How would people get in touch with you if they wanted to use your services?
It's real simple. You can go to alliancedriveway.com. There's a tab for drivers if they're looking to come on board as a driver applicant. Also, we have a 1-800 number that's on that website. They can call us anytime. And there's a tab to reach management, supervisors, counting, and we'll get the information and get back with anybody that needs to get in touch with us.
And the one more place can find is on the TTT website. We have a specific page on delivery, and I share with your CEO and the president, John Gilly, saying we are the final mile for you. Let's loop in and make sure everybody go happy, right?
Love it. I love it. You can't end on a better note than that. Everybody drive happy. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for joining us on stream today.
Thanks,
Really
Zach.
appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for having us.